I believe it is time we get down to pimping. And as the great Big Daddy Kane once said, pimping is not at all easy. In fact, it's nigh impossible.
Come.
But we will
nice
pimp.
meeting you, Brock. I'll be thinking of a name for your beast.
We will pimp.
Hey, fucking gratitude, come over here. I like it.
Cash in your money.
The hides in there. That place can bust you up real good.
Coldest pimp who's ever lived. That's me. Come on, man. Cash. Little loading screen action right here. Little loading screen ain't nothing to it.
People are one thing. Everything else you fight. Until I say stop or we are dead. Understand? Pull your weight or we go home.
I understand.
Good then.
Yeah. I love the interactions with him. Like, it's such a... Corey and the team that wrote this game. Shut up, kid. I'm trying to talk to my audience. As I'm about to praise good parenting, I'm yelling at children. Trying not to get stabbed by this wall either. But just the way they wrote these characters. It's like a father knows his son in this case has got to go through this incredible hardship, and he's trying to. And every dad, if you're a dad, you totally get where we're coming from, because one of the greatest anxieties or fears that we have as dads is that have we properly prepared our young men? And if I only have boys, so I'll talk about this in terms of my kids, but in terms of, sorry, that stabbing me distracted me. But we feared, like, hey, are we properly preparing our kids to go out in there into the world and be good, but also be strong, don't get taken advantage of, but be empathetic. That balance of being hard and gentle, especially in a modern world where everybody thinks being hard is now like not everybody. A very small percentage of very loud people think that being hard is actually a bad thing because they haven't lived life. They just haven't experienced real suffering to know that to get through real suffering, you actually have to be hard. And if you're not, well, your suffering is going to consume you. And so it's like, being hard isn't wrong. Focusing your hardness on harming other people is wrong. But, we got people that are still living in some preschool shit.
This way.
So, that's okay. We'll get those folks educated. We'll get on with our lives. We don't even have to waste that much time talking about it. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, ho. Now watch it. I guarantee you there's something we can step on here that makes them things come flying back and jab you. So be careful, homie. Oh, this is that puzzle that I remember not liking.
That looks inviting.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Wait there.
Kick-ass 30. Give it to him, son. Oh, in your ass. Come here and get this ass whipping that you need. What? Oh, shit, not that. Wrong button.
Fire from behind.
Kill him.
Yes.
Wrong button. Let's get that right. Hey, at least the game lets you F that up and correct yourself. Like, at least it isn't just like, hey, you dead. You dead, yo. What I was trying to, the button I was trying to hit was that one. Where you at, homie? Oh, they're on his side now. Kick ass. Give me that axe, son. All in your ass. Cap, it says, what's happening, brother? What up, man? Good to see you. Let's see, porcupines and armadillos versus lions, tigers, and bears. I think the porcupines and armadillos win that because they're smaller, could hide easier, and I think armadillos can live underground, can't they? I think the armadillos long outlive all those other animals. Good shot, homie. Peace, punk bitch. I am no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I am no punk bitch. We're watching that movie for Christmas. I already told my family, like, yo, that's going to be a Chambers family tradition Christmas movie. I am no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I am no punk bitch. No worries, little man. I got this. Is that enough to move through it, or is it still not enough? Still not enough. We got to keep it rocking. We keep it rocking. We keep it rocking. Shake it, baby. Shake it, mama.
On my way.
He's already ahead of you. Stop yelling at him when you dumb. Cash. I see what you were saying. I thought you were asking an absurd question. You were saying the difference between hard and harmful. I got you. Yeah, chatting in streams makes it really hard to have actual conversations.
Looks so big.
But no worries. I'll have you guys live on these shows
Wish Mom was here
down
to
the
see it.
road where you can actually talk. So that right there, every father knows that struggle. Like, do I embrace this boy or let him... Shit! I need him to be tough, but I need him to be able to love people too. It's an impossible balance to become a man. You know, and it's really something that's not... It's kind of taken for granted in society because now men are evil or whatever. As if we all haven't been part of this stage play for the last 6 million years and we're all not complicit regardless of whatever 94 genders we're identifying as today.
Hey, look at that. What is it?
Boy.
Look, there are runes written along the side.
Truth is, we need each other for survival, so we need to figure out how to get along. Fuck it. Honestly, don't think it's that hard to get along. I think people, honestly, I think people, especially in America, are intolerant because they have the luxury of being intolerant. We have no threats that force us to get along, so we don't. We have the luxury of bitching at each other because we don't believe in some horseshit made-up political party foolishness that they invented to fucking control ape-like people. And thousands of years later, we're still doing this dumb shit, but I don't know. Just the books I read. I guess I should have read Lord of the Rings instead of the books I was reading, then I'd think like everybody else. Alright, I guess we're supposed to do that part first.
What does it say?
As we are, we two, we three. As I alone can never be.
A riddle.
Maybe there's a clue around here.
Alright, let's see.
Seems like maybe those rings should be turning.
They should be. Which is what I went up here to do. Before the game forced me to do scripted shit.
The rings are turning.
I know, shut up.
Down.
Too slow. Nope, did it wrong, did it wrong again, ho.
Still doesn't look like anything.
I know, it was a half second too early. Shut up. That's what kids do. Like, kids will critique you, and like you know you're doing it wrong, but a child has to tell you every step you're getting wrong because they're trying to feel like they're valuably contributing, even though they're just saying shit that makes you want to twist their damn head off because they're distracting you from doing your job. That's totally what kids do. It's totally what they do. Got him. All right.
I think that part's right.
It is.
Not sure that's it.
Yeah, me neither.
That's it. I see rooms.
He says, I've had to force a hug or two on my dad. I don't want a hug. I don't give a shit. I only have a finite number of these left. Yeah, and your dad, unfortunately, comes from a generation of men whose example as a man was fucking John Wayne, who I'll remind everybody was an actor. He was pretending to be that guy on the screen, that overly macho. It's funny, though, because when I watch his movies, they're not overly, like... I haven't seen that in many of them, but it's like you have to only be the hard person. Like the empathetic side has to be destroyed because, you know, we only have to be hard. They just come from a generation of people that were unbalanced, but look at all the shit they lived through to get to that mentality. You know, it's tough out there.
Boy, what do those runes say?
Oh, it says family. That's not a clue. It's the answer. What I alone can never be. Right?
Use your knife and trace the runes into the sand.
Really? Kinslow. Something happened! It worked!
Tag says turning off emotions becomes a survival technique. Yeah. I know a lot of men, myself included, who learn that as a survival tactic. It hurts a lot on the back end, though. Don't do it. Save yourself. Like it'll save you from a lot of grief now, but the grief you're gonna walk through later is probably going to be worse. I would advise everybody not to suppress your emotions. It's a bad idea. I only know from experience. Or you can do like me and have to become one of the most mentally and physically tough people you know, but then recognize that you're an emotional 9-year-old when you start to work on yourself. Woo! That's fun. Thought one of them damn birds was here. I guess not. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Come on, B. Luncheon.
One more for the collection.
One more for the collection.
What's that up there?
Jolly says, well, it's like my dad always said that one time. I'm going for cigarettes. I'll be right back. Hey, at least your dad was there long enough to say that shit. My dad dipped after he bought me the onesie. He didn't even say peace. He just dipped. Woo! Not to compare fucking war stories. That's not the intent of what I'm saying. I'm just saying, perspective, man. It's a good thing. No, but honestly, I'm not saying one is worse or better than the other. Frankly, I think the way mine happened is easier than yours. Because at least I never knew him. I didn't know to miss the guy. I think your scenario is actually harder. Tag says the trauma response of just swallowing that pain. It's so rough. You're right. Shaking that corked bottle. Yeah, because the problem is when you suppress emotions, you have to remember, and this is why I wish it was more mandatory to learn history and physics. Like, those are subjects that people run away from because history is usually tedious because it's often taught by a very boring fucking person. I was very fortunate. All my history teachers were my football coaches. And all my football coaches were comedians. Like, they were funny, fun people. Right? And physics. The law of conservation of energy demands that that fucking anger that you're suppressing is going somewhere. You cannot create or destroy energy. You can't. It can only be transferred. So what you do when you suppress is you hold that shit in your belly and it fucking stacks up. And next thing you know, you're the motherfucker beating the shit out of people. I saw this happen. You're the dude who beats the shit out of everybody at fucking Uno's Pizzeria because he got fired. It's like, I understand you're upset, Reggie, but that is not the proper fucking response to you losing your job. Like, you're overreacting. But he's overreacting because he's not reacting to getting fired at Uno's. He's reacting to his mom beating the shit out of him, his father neglecting him, his uncle touching, like, all that shit. You cannot suppress. You have to deal with your emotions and face them and have the courage to do it. Don't be like me. Don't be the coward that I was. Because suppressing emotions is cowardice. And I know from experience, I was that coward. That's like, you know what? I'm going to get tough. I'm not going to feel anything. Yeah. Good luck with that shit. Because, yeah, you can do that. And two things happen. You either crack and it all comes out. Or you become a fucking complete psychopath. Two options. I'm sure there's 3 or 4 other consolation prize options too. Nothing in the world is really binary, but those are the two you probably should be worried about. Those are the two most likely. Hey! Shit, let's kick ass. We waiting on, ho. Ah! Yeah! Oh! I'm coming to whoop your monkey ass. You ain't back to hit me. Oh! I'm beating your monkey ass in this city. Oh, I slid the wrong way. Oh, there's more people. Kick ass 30. What's up with you, homie? I want that. Hit him up, hit him up, hit him up, hit him up. There you go. Damn it, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Where you at, ho? I know you're here. Oh, there's a puzzle here that I hate, too. I remember this is one of the first puzzles I had to do that I really hated. I was not a fan of this puzzle. Easy, little man. Health. All in your ass, right here, homie. Get some.
This is the last one.
We'll kick his ass. I don't need to do it. I trained you. There you go, little man. Way to kick ass. Ivaldi's Anvil. Oh no, Lisa, please, no. I'm very sad to hear. That's... I got no words for that. That's just hard. That's just hard. I'm very sorry, Lisa. Well, at least you're here with us. We'll share the pain with you. How about that? It's about the best we can do for you. He said I was 4 when he said it. My mom had to relay the message when I was old enough to remember. I could dig it. Tag says you've been holding up a mirror to your dad about his drinking. Those conversations have been hard as hell, but I would like for him to be around for... Yeah, I can dig it, man. It's tough, man. You know, and one of the things that's tough as a man... Oh, sorry. Video games have to talk a lot, so I'll shut up.
The fates. No good comes from them.
Okay.
Oh, okay, they're done. It's hard, man. One of the things that's really hard as a man is when you get to that place with your father and you can look him in the eye and realize, damn, he's just a man. This guy is not fucking Captain America. You know, because if you have a good dad, I'm talking about the dad that raised me, not my biological father, but when you have a dad like mine that is actually a hero, it's like, damn. You know, but then you realize later in life when you become a man and he starts to confide in you and share things with you as a man, you're like, damn, this dude struggles just like I do. It's like, Dad, I thought you had lived so much life and fought so much war that you were just, like, nothing ever bothered you. He's like, because he got me to actually help him with something business-wise. Like, he got me to help him financially with the thing before he passed away. This is years and years ago. With something that was going on, like an insurance, some craziness was going on, and he was trying to get the money right out of the deal. So he came to me. I was like, damn. I remember when my dad came to me for advice, I was like, what Twilight Zone is this we're living in? It's like, you don't come to me for advice. What the hell is that? Or like when I gave my dad marriage advice that day, and he looked at me and he was like, damn, you're right. I fucked that up. I was like, shit. Wow. Okay. That's a beautiful but also a hard day because it's that ego death of, oh, there are no real superheroes here. We're all just kind of doing the best we can with what we got. And then it's exciting. It's like, well, damn, if he did all that and he was just a dude, fuck it. Let's get up to something. You know what I mean? Really got to get used to the controls in this game. All right, so this is one of the puzzles that really pisses me off. I'm not a fan of this shit. But I'm also not going to spend the whole game bitching about it. Let's go find 1, 2. So these puzzles here are timed. Freaking puzzle nerds. Hate all of you. And if you wasn't so damn slow, this would be less annoying. And I don't have a lot of control dexterity, so I'm doing the best I can. Got it. See? Nope. Too slow. Too slow.
I see your chest.
I hate this shit in video games. Fuck you. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Oh, you gotta do this one within 4 seconds. Fuck off. Like, who is that for? You eventually get good enough at it to where it's not like I abhor that shit in video games. I hate it. Ugh. It makes me want to vomit when they put this shit in here. Like, there's nothing fun about that. That just makes me waste time so I can get, like, just get to the treasure chest, push the button, and give me the health. I just beat fucking Cyclops, Santa Claus, the Cyclops, or whatever his name was. That was enough. Give me the treasure chest. I don't also need to solve the Hellraiser puzzle. Gaggle of whores. So, and that's why, like, God of War would never make my top 10 list. Because as good as this game is, fuck these puzzles. And it just, having them in there takes a game that would, literally, this could easily make my top 50 games list. Nope. Them puzzles kill it for me. It's like, no. You can't, like, I can't let it ride. Like, well, it had puzzles, but no. I, on principle, hate fucking puzzles in these types of games. If you want me to play a puzzle game, I'll play Flow. I'll play Portal. I don't want to do that shit when I'm on an adventure. anyway, bitching over. Okay, this is scripted because I can't run.
Shoot when you're ready. Remember, draw to your chest. Whose hide is thick.
Oh, he's gonna make me do this?
But I hit it, didn't I? I did what you said and it looked like it bounced off. Could the board be magical?
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yes!
It looked
Well
like
said,
anything
Pop.
I've ever seen.
Get after it then.
That's good parenting right there. That's a balanced ass dad. Like, what do you think? You figure it out. Yeah, like I said, if I have to listen to a story, I'll do this one.
Stay
And I-
alert.
And I think
One of those
stories
people?
Something else.
stories are always to me about the characters, not what's happening. So I think why I hate a lot of these video game stories is people aren't good at writing characters. Not that they're not good at writing plots. They're just not good at writing a human that I would give a shit about and want to hang out with. I don't think I'd want to hang out with Kratos. I'd fight with him though. I'd help him out. I'd help a brother out. Actually, I would hang out with this dude. Because I bet you, like, when he lets his hair down, or his bald-ass head down, he's hilarious as hell. All the death he's seen, I know he's funny. I think being funny is correlated in some cases, other than just genetic makeup, but with going through trauma. Because all the people I know who are funny as hell have been through some stuff. Ooh. Yeah, way to find it. Manuel, what up, homie? Hey, Manuel, I've always had a question for you, man. Why do you go by a different name than the one you use for all your stuff? Does that ever confuse other people?
This way,
Or
I think.
am I misunderstanding the pronunciation of your name? Because when I read your name and when I hear you say it, those sound like two very different things. And I want to and I'm asking, if you want to know why I care, it's because I want to say your name right. And I want to make sure everybody in the community says your dang name right. Come here, ho. What do you think this is, man? Oh, Blue Man Group. Get your ass out of here. Look like that Blue Man Group. Shitty people. Get out of here. Give me that. Yeah, ho. Yeah, give me that box, too.
Look, it squeezed under that pillar.
Damn, Jolly. That was cynical as shit. Woof. That was harsh. It's funny, man.
Look, it squeezed under that pillar.
You're gonna laugh or cry. Choose wisely. Yeah? Choose wisely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me fix my chair, man. I gotta get my lean back on. It's really going. There she is. Oh! Now we in the zone. I didn't mean to sit lower. I meant to sit further back so everybody could see the Vectrex too. I had a scene in a video I was trying to clip, and my giant head was covering up and I wanted the Vectrex to be in the shot for what I was talking about. It's like, dang it. Gotta pay more attention to hitting my marks, staying in my lighting.
Got it. Elbow up, steady hand, relax. I accuracy over speed. Yes!
Do not lose it.
Well, I'll tell you, Jolly, some of us ask, what do you think? Because we want you to land on the answer. Because we know from training people, because I'm sure he's trained a few killers, we know from training people that you're always going to remember and execute better on a truth that you discover versus one that I force you to understand. So if I just told you the truth, it would hit and you do your thing. But if you discover the truth, you'll never forget it and you'll never mess it up. So as a good trainer, it's like, no, don't. Like I watch pro football coaches do that too. They're like, stop coaching that motherfucker. He's got to run that defense. It's like, let him go out there and get his ass beat so he learns. And then he'll get it. Like, oh, I gotta. Yeah, that's more the way I took it. But I'm certain if he was a shitty parent, the way you said it is probably accurate too.
Boy! Where are you?
Hurry, Father!
I just. Let's see. I'm not going to say your name after what you just said because this is funny. It says, to answer your question, B, the way I pronounce it is right. I know that. What I'm saying to you is the way you pronounce it doesn't... I can't understand it. It's what I'm trying to say to you. When you pronounce it, it sounds like you're saying angel. It sounds like you're saying Angel. Every time you introduce yourself, you say, hey, B, this is Angel. Is your name pronounced... Because for like a month, I was like, oh, is this dude's name Angel and he just calls himself Manuel? Like, how do you actually say it phonetically? Because when you say it, it sounds like a Spanish version of angel. I've never seen Manuel pronounce Angel. How do you actually say it? Give me the phonetics because I want to say your name right. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. What was I supposed to be doing here? I was too busy talking to y'all.
I found it!
Scripted sequences in games are lazy design. Just tell your story and don't make me flesh it out because you're lazy. Or don't tell a story, just let me play Crackdown. Then we're all happy. Isn't this where I came from? Yep. Yeah, like if I gave the impression that this game was perfect, nah. It's got an issue or two. I could totally do without whatever this part is that I wasn't paying enough attention to understand what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And like, I guess right now I'm supposed to feel excited and like, oh my god, I gotta find Atreus. But it's like, either they're gonna not let me find him or find him. Me getting excited about it isn't really the right emotion. Which actually ties into the title of today's stream. Which, by the way, before I get into that, how's the sound mix, y'all? How's that sound mix, yo? My voice versus the game.
Wait for me, boy!
Father, over here!
Like, this script could end with a crocodile eating that kid, and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Atreus!
Just too much of a psychopath to care about these stories. Yeah, no. So I'm not going to say Mr. Whitman, Mr. Whiteman. No, I know Manuel and Angel are the two same things. But when you pronounce your name, I'm telling you, to my ear, it sounds like you're saying Angel What are you actually saying phonetically so I stop fucking your name up?
What did you do?
And stop having a weird name.
Atreus!
Everybody else pronounces that either Manuel or Manuel. Why you gotta do it weird?
We didn't know he
Be like
belonged to
everybody else.
He doesn't. He's my friend.
The boy was following my command.
Then help fix this. Hold here, please. Hold, I said. He's losing blood. The last of his kind in all the realm, and you shoot him. You needed food?
Target practice.
Target practice.
I'm so sorry.
Keep that pressure on. The blame is mine. I should have kept a closer eye.
Will he die?
I will not let him. You. The arrow cut a tideway inside him. Find both ends and hold them tightly.
Or it might be that he just speaks lazily like my son and I can't understand what he's saying. I can't understand my son when he talks either. Maybe you're not too far from his age. That the age group of the fucking mumble rappers, I don't understand anything you guys are saying.
Grab and hold the left end of... Now the right side. Hold it tight. Good. Now pull them together. Line them up. So now...
Jolly says, this padding is bullshit. They didn't do this maze shit in the originals, hence, yeah. There's a lot of scripted shit in this game that's completely unnecessary.
My home is just beyond the trees.
Because they have to tell a story. Like, fuck you. Just let me play. Okay.
He must not die.
Want to hear this shit?
Good. He seems stable and calm for now.
So I'm calling you Mr. Whiteman from that. Until you pronounce your name in a way that I can repeat, I'm calling you Mr. Whiteman.
This way.
That's your name from now on. Mr. Whiteman. Carrying a fat ass pig with blue... Why does this pig have blue eyes, man?
That bow's a little big for you, isn't it?
My mother made it for me. Said I'd grow into it.
I've never seen you in these woods. She must miss you being away from home.
She...
Yeah, I miss button mashing beat 'em ups too, Jolly, but nerds took over the world and now we have to watch scripted cutscenes that I'm not listening to and then probably ruining for people that want to hear it and don't give a shit.
For your loss.
Go watch somebody else's show. It's not what we're here for.
We're here.
You live in a tree?
Not in it.
So your name is Angel, but you spell it Manuel. So you have an M in your name. Hold on. Angel in the English way is how you pronounce your name. Okay. But you spell it like a more typical... Because, I mean, I know your background is not specifically Spanish, at least not completely. So your name looks like the Spanish Manuel, right? Actually, that's not even... You can take that even back to Hebrew. That doesn't even have to go back just to Spanish. But... it's just interesting. So then it's spelled like Manuel, but it's pronounced Angel. That's cool. I mean, look, dude. My name is Bryant. My name never doesn't get fucked up because people think it's Brian because they think my mom was creative enough not to name me after the street I grew up on or lived on when I was born, and named my last and first name last names. You know, so I get it. I'm trying to get it right. Motherfucker! So your name is Manuel. I'm gonna whoop your ass when I see you in real life. That's me and you. We gonna, and you're bigger than me, so it's gonna be a fair fight. It's gonna be an ass whooping. So your name is Manuel. You could have told me that from the beginning that you just go by your middle name. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Friendly?
See, this is what I have to go through with my Spartans. You guys think it's all fun and games and me helping people. No, me and this Spartan are kicking ass when we see each other. And we're gonna have a bow staff fight. It's not even gonna be hands.
You won't hurt anyone.
I love you guys, man. I could not have this much fun with any other people. I couldn't. It's not a person in the world. Like, it's so funny because, like, my mom was with me one time when I was sending a voicemail to one of my Spartans. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Ryan. And she was like, damn, is that how you talk to your clients? I was like, yeah, Mom, this isn't the 1960s where you grew up having to learn bullshit etiquette because rich white people in the fucking 1600s decided this is how we're supposed to behave to make themselves separate from everyone else, to make everyone else seem bad. Fuck those
It's
people.
better this way.
Yeah, my father doesn't like people either.
Like we talk like you talk at home. We don't fucking pretend with each other like superficial people who don't like each other. Like, good morning, Brian. How was your day? Fuck you, Karen. That's how my day is. No one talks like that. Get out of my
I need
face.
2 more things. Fresh red root grows just behind the house. Can you pull a cluster?
I'm sorry. I just think Earth is weird. The way y'all behave is weird to me, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not saying I'm right.
What else?
I just think it's weird. I was like, Mom, I couldn't have clients if I had to talk the way you talk at
Not
work.
of this realm, but there's no
I'd
mistake
shoot
in it.
myself if I had to talk like that.
He doesn't know, does he? About your true nature.
Good morning, Phil. I
Or
was
his
calling
own.
to check in to see if there were any
Gods
synergies
of
between.
these
Like,
realms don't
just
take
shoot me
kindly
now.
to outsiders,
There's
trust
no.
me.
Stop making
I
up
know.
words.
When they find you, and they will, they'll make things difficult. The boy will want answers.
That will be my problem.
Whatever you're hiding, you cannot protect him forever. But you're right. Doesn't concern me.
So back to my original question: why do you have Manuel as your damn name on the screen? Don't answer that. I know the answer now.
I also need lamb's cress. Do you mind? It's a white petal flower in my garden.
Oh shit! What's happening in this story, y'all? I ain't paying no attention to it. I'm gonna do something else. Y'all watch this shit.
Fine. Lamb's cress.
Uh-oh. My wife is setting a meeting with me. Holy crap, really? Holy shit, they're about to give my son...
The lamb's cress?
Shut up, lady, I'm reading! More important shit than your dumbass cutscene. Shut it. Fucking video games, why do you have to talk nonstop? That's my job, damn it. Stop stepping on my toes. Yo, they're about to certify my son in AutoCAD. That's gangster shit. I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta go handle something. And see, the school system ain't all bad. There's some good shit happening out here. You guys gotta be balanced. I'll be back. Charlie said, old Kratos would have said, fuck you and fuck this game. Old Kratos is a lot like me, it seems. All right, let's get back into this. I just got my son squared away with his school stuff. He's about to go get a certification in CAD. What? Through his school. That's too cool, man. I'm a fan of that for sure. Where's my controller? Let's get this thing going. He says, it hurt my soul every day in retail to have to use that fake-ass voice. And what's funny is the people who make you use that fake-ass voice are overly neurotic, controlling people who weirdly believe that that's how people want to be talked to. And because there are people like them, like they want to be talked to like that, nobody else wants to. I don't want to walk into a store, good evening, sir, might I help thee find, bitch, where's the fucking flour? I ain't got time for all this. Like, I feel like one of the best lines in a movie ever was when Darth Vader went to that Death Star. Like, Darth Vader's at the Death Star, right? And he just landed, and he's like, Lord Vader, I would like to bring you up. He's like, bitch, you may dispense with the pleasantries, bitch. I'm here to put your dumb ass back on schedule. And if you can't do it, prepare for fucking choke slams to be all up on this motherfucking Death Star. Now,
without the lamb's crest from the garden,
shut the fuck up, lady. I know you need the lamb's crest. I'm trying to talk to my people. Fuck. These games and they're nonstop talking. Now, I understand Vader didn't say exactly those words, but that's what he meant. I'll choke everybody in this motherfucker if y'all don't get this Death Star right.
Able to save him.
Because I'll just use the Force and make it myself. I'm trying to create jobs and opportunity, bitch. I'm not all evil. Sorry. If I was Darth Vader, I probably would have done a couple things differently. First of all, there would have been a lot more choking motherfuckers at work. If I had the choke ability, and I could choke people without touching them, there'd be people that I was trying to get a team together to figure out if there were any synergies between. People be getting choked left and right. I was thinking we would have a team building exercise going over to. Hey, B, how would you like to take the entire team and go to the Washington football? Don't anybody want to hang out with you motherfuckers? I got my own friends. Get out of here. Like, do I typically hang out with y'all after work? No! Why are we pretending to like each other? Y'all certainly don't like me. I would like y'all, but you don't like me, so fuck you. I don't want to hang out and have to talk in that weird bullshit language where I can't be real with you. I can't tell Phil that he needs to brush his goddamn teeth when he comes to work because that's mean. Fuck Phil. Alright, I don't know what she sent me out here to get because a ham or a lamb's tongue. Is this what I'm doing?
I like her. I mean, she lives under a turtle.
You are too open with her. We do not know if she can be trusted.
She hasn't tried to kill us.
Yet.
Oh, it looks like Turbo had to leave. Take it easy, Turbo. Seems like Vader wasn't an equal opportunity employer because it wasn't no black folks on the Death Star. Now he was the equal opportunity employer. He was black. He was trying to keep the blacks out of harm's way. He also knew black people are too smart to be stormtroopers. Black people ain't gonna just run at shit. Like, why are we running at this motherfucker? Noticing all them old war movies, they didn't have no, like Napoleon didn't have no black people marching into that fucking gauntlet of people getting shot. Notice there are no black or poor people, or rich people out there fighting and then walking straight lines to shoot each other. That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. Black people saw that and was like, look at these motherfuckers. We've been doing guerrilla warfare for 30,000 years and look at these idiots. Vader was the equal opportunity employer. No black people want to work at the fucking Death Star. I said we like I was one of the Africans doing guerrilla warfare. I guess I was 30,000 years ago. My DNA was there. But my DNA was also in the firing line with Napoleon, so I'm one of the idiots too. We're all idiots in our own ways, I guess. And everybody's a genius too. You just have to look at them the right way. Damn, that seemed really dramatic for just picking a flower. That's what I'm talking about with the psychological manipulation in these videos. Boom! I have the flower. Dude, I could be killing orcs right now. They got me out here picking flowers. Because stupid gamers think games need to be 50 hours long when they're not. No video game you've ever played is 50 hours long. You spent 38 of the hours doing this shit. Boom! And you spent 12 minutes fighting. Actually, video games are a lot like war. The fun parts are about 28 minutes long, and then it's 2 years of boredom for about 4 hours of fun. That's how war works. It's 18 months of tedium and boredom with about 6 hours of fun somewhere baked in there. That's what a video game feels like. Hopefully that pig is dead and I messed up the mission. That's what I'm hoping is getting ready to happen.
Lamb's cress, good. Have you the red root as well?
Yeah.
The boy is searching.
Perhaps he could use help. Please, the salve is nothing without both ingredients.
Oh, shit. You go out there and get it then. Aren't I a god? Why am I running errands for people if I'm a god? That's the shit. Like, people talk about immersion in video games. That's the shit that breaks my immersion. It's not fall damage. It's this dude lifted up a whole tree just an hour ago. Bitches, what do you mean go fetch your own shit, ho? I'm Jesus. Watch me walk on this motherfucking water, ho. That's what I do. Look at this shit. All right, it's not going to let me walk on the water. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm a god. Why do you have me running errands? That breaks my immersion, not fall damage. I swear, video game players have no taste. That's what it is. They just don't have any taste. You got to get... I want to, like, organize a tour to take gamers around the world so we can get y'all some culture and you can see things. Like, you can understand what actual fun is.
Chasing the animal.
Like, I'm going to take you to Europe, take you to Asia, Africa, so you can see different parts of the world and how they operate.
You did lose it.
I'll take better care of it from now on.
Not giving the proper greeting at a drive-thru. I guarantee you that manager, the owner, I guarantee that guy, and I don't say this to be funny because I don't want to make fun of people. I'm not saying his plight is funny. I'm just saying his stupidity is. Like, that dude has to drink himself. He has to drink to go to sleep every night because his life is correcting people who don't get the fucking drive-thru greeting right. What the fuck planet are we on where that's a job? You fucking entitled apes! God damn it, take the hamburger and go eat it, bitch! 200,000 years ago, your ass would have been running from a saber-toothed tiger. You fucking entitled child. Enjoy your Big Mac. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, bitch! That's how I do the drive-thru. But that's why I don't have a job. Because even though that would be the greatest drive-thru experience of all time, if I was the customer, I would have high-fived that motherfucker after that. But I guarantee you, the person I would have got if I did that was Karen. And she's going to complain and write a letter to the owner. He's going to have to pretend like he gives a fuck when secretly he's like, that's the most funny shit I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to fire him, but I'm also going to wire some fucking money to his bank account because he's truly, he should be running McDonald's. That motherfucker has it figured out. All right, we got to, what's the timestamp on that? That needs to be, all right, 56 minutes. The McDonald's rant. That one's going to be famous. Hopefully not infamous. Famous. All right, did you get the root of everlasting titty milk or whatever the thing we're doing out here is, because the game can't be bothered to let us play it until we've done all our chores, meaning listen to boring people talk. He would have yelled, fuck as he picked the flowers.
Exactly what I need.
Oh, God.
So he's gonna live?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I saw how he. That's how it is when you.
Wait.
I'm telling you, that reaction that kid had
Not without
is
saying.
accurate when you deal with your first someone trying to kill you. Woo! That reaction the kid had, adult or child, that reaction was
You want
appropriate.
solitude? This mark will hide you from those who might make your journey difficult.
Shit, ho, that's everybody. You already made me. Is it gonna hide me from your dumb ass? Because you just made me go pick flowers, and I'm a god. Cambo, I need you to get this breast milk from a Cambodian immigrant.
Hemele,
That's 100% Cambodian, yo.
there's a shortcut below the house that leads safely out of these woods.
Oh, you guys are
Follow
making
this
this show
path now.
fantastic tonight.
Then
I
head
appreciate
towards
you.
daylight.
I told you, the audience always makes the show. If you haven't learned about show business, the audience makes the show, not the artist.
As much or as little as you like. Now get out of here.
Oh boy.
I'll teach you guys some secrets about show business if you want to get into it. And you're getting the secrets from a guy who royally failed at show business.
Underground passage.
So take all my advice with a grain of salt. And I don't consider it a failure because I'm
And
conscious.
take this. You can use it to orient yourself and navigate the world. It will always steer you towards your goals.
Now, if she's anything like my wife, she has something else to say, so I'm going to shut up for another 20 seconds. Oh, I forgot. Yep. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. I don't consider what I did in show business a failure because I consciously walked away from it. But it certainly wasn't what most people would consider success, unless you consider I made a lot of music and art. I made money doing it, and I enjoyed myself. If you consider that success, cool. If you consider the fact that the only interviews I ever got were Complex Magazine and Kotaku, well, then maybe I wasn't as successful. But I was in it and experienced some things that I can definitely pass on. And I'll definitely share shit with you that other artists ain't going to tell you because they're too scared they're going to lose their damn audience if they're honest with you for 5 seconds to tell you, yeah, sometimes your audience sucks ass. And it doesn't mean that they suck. It's just sometimes it's tough. You know, I'm being figurative. It's tough to mesh the what you want to create as an artist with what people want to consume. That's a hard balance to master.
I don't remember which. I wish I could ask.
Kaz says, I still need to play Dad of Boy. Well, look at it this way. If you watch this stream, you kind of are playing it. This is a game that if I had watched somebody play it, I'd be as happy as having had played it. Like, I'm glad I played this game, but it's not like a top 50 for me. It's just, this is a game that I praise a lot because I went into it assuming I was going to hate it because I didn't like the older God of Wars, only probably because I sucked at them. And I, you know, when I say don't like, I played it for 8 minutes on a PSP. You know, I just didn't get into it and I moved on. Because, you know, I grew up playing Streets of Rage and Final Fight. Brawlers were just kick ass and keep moving. It didn't have to have all this cinematics and a lot of the other shit that they put into it. Oh, this is the fast travel joint, right? But yeah, no, I feel you. I have games like that on my list too, where it's like, I gotta get around to playing fill in the blank. Like, I want to finish Chrono Trigger at some point, as much as I complain about that game being royally boring. Because the first time I played it, I was 26 instead of, I think it came out when I was 12. But I didn't play it until years and years later. I don't remember what year the game came out, so I don't remember my age, but I was a little dude. What's up, homie? All in your ass. Oh, another one of these treasure puzzle horror festival things. Let's find them. Now, I will say what is enjoyable to be balanced in my like satire, but also being serious for a second. These puzzles that I complain about, the part of them that's fun is when they're not timed. Like finding the little things I gotta hit. That's an explore. That's not a puzzle. That's exploring. That for me is fun. The having to do it with a time limit and hit all the right buttons. It's like, dude, can I just drop a nuke on this thing and open it? Why do I have to do this the hard way?
Isn't that heavy?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't seem heavy.
Let go of it, you whore. This dude just pushing around blocks of gold. Just, and he's the one you send to get your flowers. The dude that can push all the gold in Fort Knox by himself. Matter of fact, this is all the gold in Fort Knox. This is where it went. Went in this
Do not
game.
touch the water.
Why?
Do you know what is under the surface?
No. It's pitch black.
Then do not touch the water.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Like the explorative kind of puzzle solving I like. The having to do timed button mashy horse shit can eat a dick. Hey, Jolly, did the original Gods of War have these puzzles in it? Because if not, you just made a serious case for me to go back and play the older games. Because I bet you, based on the things I hear you say, I'd like the older Gods of War more than this if I'd just be willing to give them an actual chance and play them. Ah!
Hey, wait for me.
Am I thinking of playing Ragnarok? Yeah, absolutely. I'll play it. I'll at least try to stream it if I hate. I can't really fathom hating it. If it's just more of this, but slightly better, I'm in. All right. Oh, that's later. I don't have the tool to do that yet. Jolly says, yeah, but not like this. Okay, as long as there's no, I gotta run around the map and do things before time runs out or I fail. As long as there's none of that, I'll be alright. Like, these puzzles aren't particularly frustrating. But, like, the reason why, if anyone cares, why puzzles in adventure games frustrate me is because you're forcing me to oscillate between two types of thinking. It's, I am in kinetic, warrior, let's kick ass mode when I play a game. I'm not in cerebral, let's sit down and think about this. I would have done all the thinking and cerebral shit before I got into the fight. That would have happened, like me taking notes before I go into a firefight to understand the disposition of the enemies and where we should stack up in order. So wait a minute, we're used to being able to bound through large portions of land, and now I've got to fit my entire unit on a street that's about as wide as this parking lot in my neighborhood. So I've got to spread us out. We've got to change the weapon system so that we've got coverage all over the perimeter. I did all that shit before I went to the fight. I'm not trying to figure that out during gunfire, you whores. So it's like you're asking me to oscillate between two types of energy, where it's, I don't want this other fucking energy when I'm playing as a god that can rip trees out of the ground. Like, and I don't really I've never really been able to understand. I can certainly empathize with it, but I don't understand how oscillating between those two things is fun. Like, let's kick ass. Like, I always feel like when I got to solve these puzzles, you're forcing me to stop having momentum. And it's like, fuck y'all, man. I was having fun till you started doing this shit. And I wonder if psychologically that's, like, people who enjoy that oscillation are folks who want more variety in the things they experience. You know? Like, I'll pit that there, because this is something I've been wrestling with in my own head. Like, how much variety do y'all need in your lives? Right? Like, how... I'm trying to think, how what's a practical way I could measure this? How many different types of new shows do you watch concurrently or, you know, at the same time? like Mandalorian, but I'm also watching, you know, Kimmy Schmidt Saves the World. Like, what? How are y'all managing that? Like, do you watch new show after new show and you constantly need new things? Or are you the type of person who likes to go back to things you already like and relive it? You know, and I guess what I'm asking is, because we all do some level of both of those, which one do you kind of have a preference for? Or are you right in the middle? Or are you hardcore one way or the other? That's kind of what I'm asking. And then I'll leave that to you guys in the comments. Because I spend a lot of time in my own brain trying to figure out why Earth is the way it is and why people are the way they are and observing other humans. But not since I have a gaggle of humans here hanging with me, why don't I just ask? What's that over there? That looked like something important. All right. And I guess what I'm getting at is new experiences, not necessarily different experiences, right? Like, do you like to have a lot of new variety in your life, or do you get variety from things that you already enjoy? And like, which... Because like, I'll give you an example, because I definitely prefer the latter. I'm much more... Once I have something I love, I'll go back to it over and over again because I feel like you get something new out of things you watch every time. Like reading the Bible. When I read the Bible now, or I read the Quran or anything I'm reading, it's something, especially something like the Bible that I've been studying on my own since I was 14. Like, I learned stuff now that I completely missed because I've spent time and built that intimacy with what's written.
Father, over there.
You know? That's more my preference, is find something I love and understand, go deep with it, versus taste a lot of different things that kind of taste good, but I don't ever want to get any deep domain level of experience or intimacy with it. I'm much more, I'd love to get deep with things I love than have, you know, I would never want to be Solomon. I'd rather go deep and intimate with one woman and give her my whole soul than have 100 of them. Like that, shoot me now. I'm cool. You know, I would rather commit to that wonderful woman in my house and give her everything I have,
I just can't
up to my own existence. Please don't make me have to do that for more than one person.
You were not to blame for your sickness.
Oh, I know. I guess I'm just.
All right, let's hear what y'all have to say on the subject, which is why we're here anyway. Oh shit, T.I. said something I didn't want to miss. I'll get in the boat and then I'll take the comments. Stop it, YouTube. I have this here for a reason, you whores. Stop moving. T.I. says, did anyone notice this game doesn't have the sex minigame? I did, but only because I saw the sex minigame in a video years ago where somebody was talking about how the series has changed. I've never done the sex minigame. I've never played the game that has it. But I did notice that. I was like, oh, he's not banging hookers like he did in that other game. Maybe he's grown up a little. T.I. goes on to say, God of War does have time puzzles, but they're like push a rock under the gate before it closes. Okay, that I can live with. I mean, I can adapt to pretty much anything. I just don't want to have to. Kaz says, I play something like 10 games at the same time. Okay. Lisa says 3 at most. Jolly says, also the reason you would like them is the combat is simple and it's just angry fighting all the time with a few cutscenes here and there. No dialogue during gameplay. Hallelujah for that. Now, I will say, whoopsie. Sorry about that, game. I will say the fighting in this game is the highlight. The fighting in this game is simple. I mean, there's some complexity to it, but it's not at all, especially when you get the whatever those chakrams or whatever he actually uses as his weapons. Oh, I'm sorry, spoiler alert. He does get his chakrams back at this game if you didn't know. It especially gets fun when you get those. Combat in this game is what made me keep playing. And the combat and the RPG elements was like, I kept playing this thinking, damn, I wish Skyrim had been like this. This is basically a good Skyrim. Wow. You know, how about that? Kaz says, I would normally have 15 to 20 going, but I had to start limiting it so that I could actually finish games. I feel you on that. T.I. says, I can do that. I can do at most 2 shows or books at once. Okay, cool. So when you finish those books, do you immediately start something new? Or if you find something you love, do you go back? Like, so I just started watching The Mandalorian about 3 weeks ago. And it's good. Like, everyone that told me how awesome it was, I see why everybody loves it. It does not compel me to keep, oh my God, I gotta watch the next one. It's like, I'll watch the next one. That was fun. Right? But I watched 30 Rock all the way through probably 4 times. And then God only knows how many one-off episodes I watched 20 or 30 times before I ever got around to watching Mandalorian. You know? I watched NFL or Amazon Prime's All or Nothing NFL season movie. I watched the Arizona Cardinals probably 6 times before. Like, when I find something I love, I tear that shit apart. Like, I mean, think about it. We're playing Arcania for the stream. This is my 3rd time beating that game, or 4th. Actually, it might be the 4th. We're playing God of War the 2nd time. We played Elix. That was my 3rd time beating Elix. So I love to revisit things that I know I like. But I want to hear what y'all have to say. Kaz says, but I have 50 or 60 webcomics going at the same time and something like 5 manga series. Okay, cool. Lisa says, the Bible is layered learning. Oh, yeah. There's so much stuff packed. Like, you could read just the Bible forever and still not unpack just what those people documented and what they were trying to convey about this human condition and the existence here. And relating to our Creator and eternity and things that we wrestle with like death. Like, there's so much packed in that dang book that you could read it for the rest of your life and still miss things, man. That's a good point, Lisa. Clem says, yeah, but RPGs do that. I don't know, man. If I play action, I want action. If I need a break, I can put the game down. You said, sorry, not picking on you. That shit just rattles my brain. I didn't feel like you were picking on me unless are you talking to somebody else, maybe? Lisa says, my variety comes through my art. Yeah, similar to that. I am wearing pants that are made out of material that are not, like, they're not jeans. They're very slippery. So when I put my controller down, it always slides off my leg. I have to hold it. Oh, no, I think Clem is actually responding to Kaz, who has something interesting to add here. I want to read. He says, they think that nonstop action would get monotonous to players. Yes, and I agree with that, because I've heard players say that to me. They're like, well, B, if it was just all action nonstop, it would get monotonous. Yes, if the game's 40 fucking hours, Phil. But if it's an hour and a half, we just had the time of our lives. Final Fight, Streets of Rage 4, and we went home. You know, so that's kind of where I'm coming from, is it wouldn't be monotonous, Mike, if you didn't demand that your games were 70 hours long. And that's where the whole generation of gamers that think games need to be 20 plus hours, we're just, like, I get it. I'm not against games being long. We're just never going to see eye to eye. Like, I don't think games should be that long. There's very few of them, I think, that are good when they're longer than about 5 hours. Great. Let me say there's very few I think are great. Because there's definitely good games that take, but like games on my top 10 list, because I think Death Stranding is going to get added there somehow, some way. We spent, I think, 200 hours playing that. But that's 200 hours of me doing what I want to do. Not 200 hours of the game forcing me to do its shit. You know what I mean? So, like, I could take a 200-hour game if I'm doing shit that I enjoy, but if you're going to make me do fight, puzzle, make that 2 hours and shut the fuck up and get me out of here. Because I'm going to be angry if this is 20 hours of this shit. Like, don't make my games 40 hours long because your life sucks.
There's the mountain.
Some of us have great lives and we just want to play these games as like icing on the cake, not escape a shitty life.
Smell it.
That needs to be the game studio we make. Icing on the cake games
She stinks.
for successful people who are awesome and just want more awesomeness. That's who I'm going to make games for. Elitist ass pricks who shit on everybody for making things they don't like.
Look at that. It's Thor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
God of Thunder.
That's right. I never thought you listened when Mother spoke of the gods.
I seldom did. Did she speak of one who could feel no pain?
Oh. That sounds like Baldur.
Baldur, baby.
An Aesir god. Son of Odin and Frigg.
And Odin is king.
That's right. Why do you ask?
Let's see. Lisa says they think that. Oh, I'm sorry. Lisa says limited entertainment for my taste and refuse to pay for cable. Yeah, I held out on getting cable for probably 15 years. But now that we have my mother-in-law lives with us and she likes to watch TV and stuff, so we did get cable for her. But yeah, I stopped watching television back in the 90s because I realized this shit's terrible. People have really bad taste if this is what they're watching. Like, have y'all seen Band of Brothers? The hell y'all watching Full House for? Get out of here. For the record, I enjoyed Full House when I was a kid. I'm just making jokes. Booyah. When it comes to books, I usually only have 2 novels going at the same time at most. Yeah, I could see that. Books are kind of an involved... They're a more involved activity, I think, mentally than a lot of this other stuff we do. So I could definitely see that. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. Angel says, I am the type to want to watch 5 different things at the same time. Now, as for new experiences, I prefer that than rewatching the same thing. I'm learning to make myself... That's interesting. So you represent the type of person who I'm talking... Now, obviously I'm joking. I want people to love what they love. The type of person that needs, battles and puzzles, and I need my game to be 40 hours long. The reason why I ask the question is it strikes me as a human that just psychologically and mentally and emotionally needs more variety in their life to feel happy. And it's like, then there are other people who, if you give them something they really love, they can just do it. Maybe not just one thing forever, but they don't constantly need new things if they have things that they really, really love. Whereas I think with your personality type, maybe, and you tell me, I'm just coming up with ideas. These aren't my beliefs. Like, is it you're having more fun with something that's new just because it's new? Like, is that a thing? Like, just the idea of getting something new. Because, we all have that, right? To a degree. Like, when I went and got Metroid Dread, that felt good. I was like, I got something new. Happy birthday. So, yeah, and I told you, like, my wife took me on a video game, buying spree surprise thing for my birthday this year. This was one of the main things I got for my birthday, which I can't stop talking about. I love this game, dagnabbit. And Metroid Dread. And then we got 2 other games here. I'm going to kind of keep them secret because I want to reveal them later on the show. But what I will show you... Oh, no, it says it on the back of that one. So there are 2 games here. I'll flash them really quickly. Those are the 2 other games I got for my birthday from my wife, and I can't wait to be able to play them with all you wonderful folks. So yeah, Angel, I can learn from you, man. You can teach me some stuff. I appreciate your perspective, bro. I really look forward to hearing what you had to say on that topic. He said, they see me rolling, they hating, patrolling. Jolly says he banged hookers to coke. He ain't the same guy. Well, everybody bangs hookers to coke. I don't know a single man that's banged a hooker that didn't do it to coke. I don't know any, like, no men I know that have banged hookers have been like, yo, B, we're going to bang them hookers after work, man.
Just sitting there in the middle of
After the basketball game, we're going to bang hookers because it's happy hour. Like, no, it's sad hour if you're going to bang hookers. It's real sad out there, bro. Because every man I know that's banged a hooker has talked about it. It's not a pleasant conversation. It's sadness. It's like, yeah, I banged a hooker. It's never like, yo, I was with this hooker. Oh man, you should have seen it. Like there's never, man, I was with a hooker is never followed up with, man, you should have seen it afterwards. It's always looking at the ground like, how's the hooker? And, you know, what are you going to do? That's always the last line after a hooker. What are you going to do? And I feel for those men. I'm making fun of the situation, but I'm not making fun of the man that's hurting that needed to go find the hooker. That's pain. Man, y'all are hitting the comments hard. I love it. See, Kaz says, I very rarely go back and redo an old thing without a good reason to. I agree with that. I think with me, I'm so crazily... Because people say I'm really picky. That's not a wrong statement, but the more accurate way to depict someone like us is your tastes are really refined and you are hyper aware of them. Like, I'm just very, very hyper aware of what I like and don't like, and I avoid the shit I don't like. I don't play Call of Duty multiplayer because that shit ain't fun to me. You know, like, I know that about myself. So I'm the same. Like, if I'm going to go back to something, it had to have a pretty profound impact on me. But it's like, I would rather go back to something I love. Like, I guess my question is, would I rather go back to something I know I love, or would I rather experience something new? And probably 6 times, maybe 7 times out of 10 with me, I would rather go back to something I love than try with something that's new. Because usually when I try with something that's new, especially when the whole zeitgeist of the internet and everybody loves it, it's usually a setup for me to be disappointed. Like Game of Thrones, I didn't hate it. I joked that I hated the show. I didn't. I thought it was well written. I thought it was extremely interesting for people who couldn't predict what was exactly getting ready to happen. Like, it's like, if you've ever, like, worked in theater before, this shit is a soap opera stage play. You know exactly what's getting ready. Like, they're using direct foreshadowing. I know exactly, like, it just wasn't fun because it was sensationalized drama. And I don't really like drama. I got enough of that shit in my life. Make me laugh. Don't make me hear your sad-ass story about your brother and sister are banging each other because they're weird. I don't give a shit. In a bell tower. Get away from me. I don't understand or want to be a part of your life. I ain't gonna judge it. Live your dreams, but I don't want to be a part of that shit. Kaz says, I'm redoing Danganronpa 2 right now for the Platinum Trophy. Sweet. So, Kaz, you're the perfect person to ask. Should I play Danganronpa? And I know I said it wrong. Because I've been hearing so many good things about that dang game. And I always am like, something about that says B should avoid this. But every once in a while, Kaz and Terry will show up and be like, yo, B, try this out. And then I'll try it, like Ratchet and Clank, and be like, oh, this is why people love Ratchet and Clank. Now I just need to develop the discipline to get through the fact that it's a longer game than I wish. Because what the game is effing fantastic. So, that's another game I got to get back to. Lisa says, honestly, Star Trek is my repeat. Oh, yeah. Mine is Next Generation. I can't repeat Deep Space Nine. I still haven't finished Deep Space Nine because the first couple of seasons are really boring. I love Cisco, but damn it, that show takes too long. And Voyager I liked. I just, for whatever, something happened. I think I got the season, whichever season has, spoiler alert for people who love Star Trek and haven't watched Voyager yet. Spoiler alert. I got to the episode with Amelia Earhart, and that's all I'll say. I won't spoil anything more than that. And then I liked that episode because it was weird and absurd and kind of funny in a way. But then for whatever reason, I stopped watching it. But Next Generation, I've probably seen that whole series all the way through 6 times. And there's episodes I've seen at least 40. He says, beware corduroy. He can't let go of the past. Oh, man. And I love the very black way you spelled corduroys. That Ebonics is kicking your ass, bruh. Oh man, that's awesome. That's a great bit, Jolly. Thank you for that laugh. Ti says things have to be really damn good for me to go back to them, but I don't move on to something else right away. I like that point too. I like that. Things have to be really good for you to go back to them. And I think that's true for me, but I also think because my tastes are I'm so hyper aware of my tastes, I rarely experience things that I don't like. Except in video games, because I'm willing to experiment, to do shows and play around with stuff. But like when it comes to other entertainment, I almost never watch things I don't like. Because I don't watch a lot of... I just assume that's probably mediocre. I'll go back and watch some other thing I know I love. So the things I'm going back to... It's easier for me to go back to things because most of the things I'm experiencing, I've lucked out and they're things I really love, like Nier Automata, or, you know, we're going to go back and play Death Stranding when I finally get a PlayStation 5 in 2040 or whenever they start shipping them again. Oh, there's a map marker right here. I actually kind of just like hanging out with y'all in this boat. It's almost like we're on a tour of a foggy ass... Like, this is Lake Tahoe. And it's real foggy, except the mountains at Lake Tahoe aren't that high. But close enough. Kaz says, as for the downtime thing, it's something that has long been in literary works too. You escalate the action, then de-escalate slightly. Then you escalate even more until you get... Yeah, absolutely you have to have ebb and flow to the game. 100%. I just don't want the ebb and flow to be a god ripping trees out of the ground to hit a troll in the face. And then the flow to that ebb is now let's make you do a Rubik's Cube. How these two things don't go together. Like, Streets of Rage needs more DLC. Really? I thought it was long enough. I still haven't, like, I've beaten it. Streets of Rage 4 anyway. I've finished the game. I beat it with my son. Actually, we had a great time playing it. He's really good at it too for a little guy. I was like, damn, dude, how do you get so good at video games? But I haven't gone and unlocked all the characters and stuff. I need to do that part. Kaz says, I actually really like short games too. Yep. Me too. But I chew through those so quickly that they get psyched. And see, I'm the opposite. Like, a lot of times my video game time is when I'm hanging out with y'all, kind of dual purpose, trying to provide entertainment and a little bit of uplifting and therapy to people. And so usually this is me playing the games. This is my game time. So rarely do I get through things quickly. Although I will say, since starting the show, the NES games that I played, I got through like that. The show helps me stay on task. Because there's no way. And thank you, Kaz, because you're part of the reason we were able to do it. And Patrick, too. I don't think he's here, but he's a huge reason why we were successful. Like Super Mario Brothers 2, if I had just been playing that off screen, I would have said F this back at level 4. Like, this is not... This was dope during my childhood, but I have outgrown...
Can't quite make it out.
Like, I have outgrown platformers. This is not where I want to live. Yeah, Serious Sam I've played. I would like to try another Serious Sam. I got to figure out, like, what was the latest Serious Sam that was put out on a console? And which console is it for? Because hell, I'll stream Serious Sam. That game's funny. We can do a lot of comedy off of that game. Cap says television is all mind control. Mostly. But what I'm doing is technically mind manipulation too. It's just a hopefully altruistic version of trying to... Basically what I try to do on this show, if you want to know what I'm really up to, is altering the chemistry of your brain. If I can get you to laugh hard, then say things that build you up. The laughing hard changes your brain chemistry, which makes you more positive and open to receiving. And then when I hit you with something that builds your life up, you're more likely to remember it and take it to heart. That's why so I could do this show just me talking at a camera and saying things to try to help people. But it took me a couple of, a decade of trying that to learn, what Alton Brown taught me 6 years ago, and I should have listened to instead of being an arrogant prick that thought he could do it his own way, is laughing brains are learning brains. If you can get somebody to laugh, you can get them to learn. And so here we are. Let's see. Jolly says, and Odin is king? Yeah, why you ask? Kratos, no reason. Pulls out his shit list. Lisa says, you're a good son-in-law. Oh, well, thank you. Bless you. I try to not be terrible. Sometimes I feel like my life at this point is just trying to atone for all the horrible things I've done in my past. It's like, I got to try to do better. But, and that's something you wrestle with when you get a little older and you realize that, for better or worse, and sadly, there's people not on Earth anymore because of you or because of decisions you made or things you did. It really makes you reflect, like, damn, am I good? Like, people that get mad about words or yell at each other for not liking the right fucking political football team, it's like, you guys are really privileged, and you're kind of really unempathetic to people who've had tough lives and have had to see really horrible shit and aren't willing to just accept things at face value or take this notion of good and evil and make it so parochial as, these are the good people because they're the political party we say is good. Like, dude, like, when you have blood on your hands, the shit makes you really start to think about this good and evil stuff. If the worst thing you did was cuss at Sunday school, I wish I could have your privileged life. But it just makes you wonder, like, what does it really mean to be good? And can I spend the rest of my life exhausting every bit of fucking energy I have to try to make somebody else's life better? And does that, at the end of it, does that cancel out my shittiness? Right? And I'm not talking about some legalism I'm trying to earn God's favor. That's not at all what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being okay with me. Because God's grace covered all that shit. I've accepted that from the beginning. But I have to face me for the rest of this existence. And sometimes I'm a harder judge, I think, than God is. Which is scriptural. Scripture says, judge yourself so God doesn't have to. Anyway, I don't know what that rant was about.
It reads, sacrifice your arms to the center of the water. Awaken again the cradle of the world. What? Throw our weapons into the water? Guess that won't be a problem for you. Are you gonna do it?
Hell yeah. It's like throwing your cap at a graduation, baby. We gonna do it. Now, of all the damn scripted stuff you make the player do, you don't make him do that part? You made me run around and play hide and seek with this kid.
The axe did not return.
Oh, yeah. Water levels rising. Oh, you better get your ass together. Become that snake, yo. You know what's under the water?
What is this?
It's the world serpent.
Stay calm, boy!
I am! This is great!
This is great! Well written!
It speaks?
Yeah! Mom said he's friendly!
What is it saying?
I don't know! That was amazing! Wait! There's a shipwreck way over there. See that? And there's a statue of Thor. Except I can see a lot more of him now.
The water dropped when the serpent rose.
Oh, that must be why the beach wasn't there before, see? And there's the mountain. Look it, that building leads from the foot of the mountain to that golden temple.
It was all just under the surface.
Except for the statue. Good thing, huh? There's even a dock. There, next to the flag. We're going to the dock first, right?
Hell
We'll be
no.
the first people to walk on it. And who
We're
knows how
exploring, baby. I ain't going to no dock.
Hold that serpent.
He's one of the giants. He's so big he's wrapped around the whole world and bites his own tail.
An exaggeration.
I don't know. Looked pretty big to me.
I mean, he's big, bruh. Does it have to be the exact magnitude of this mofo's size? An exaggeration. Fool, his head is as big as the Empire State Building. What else you want? Kaz says, by the way, my #1 game from 2020 is a game B should absolutely not play. 13 Sentinels. Kaz, what is the proper pronunciation of Aegis? That's how I say that word. I've never been able... I mean, obviously, I could have Googled it, but I'm lazy. How do you pronounce Aegis? Aegis Rim is how I say it. The whole reason to play that is the story, and the gameplay is just there, so it's not just a virtual novel or a video novel. What's weird, because, like, I've played virtual novels that I think are dope. Like, I actually had planned to play Clandon on a stream years ago, or had thought about it, because I love the show so much, the anime. But it's, like, my whole thing with, I mean, you know that I don't need to beat that story to death for you, but for me, it's like, yeah, I love a story. Just make it good. Uh-oh. Hey, somebody just emailed me about something I said on TikTok. How cool is that? I think it's a lady. She wants me to answer. I was given a tip and said I could go further, and she actually hit me up. I will definitely answer your question, lady. How cool is that? All right. Kaz goes on to say, Danganronpa is really, really fantastic. I'm not sure it's one you'd enjoy. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't really understand what the game is, but I keep hearing everybody talk about how fantastical it is. And so it makes me want to try it. It's more of a visual novel with... Oh, like Ace Attorney. So I've seen Ace Attorney, but I've never played it. A lot of the guys on my original website really loved Ace Attorney. And I always thought it was fascinating. I was like, oh, they're playing a court game? On the 3DS or the DS, I guess it would have been back then. Maybe watch someone play. Yeah, I will. I'm just lazy and thought I could get you to do my thinking for me. I'll go watch some videos. Jolly says every holodeck episode is the best. Are you talking on Deep Space Nine or Next Generation? I like the waters of Lake Minnetonka better. Man, he's going to keep hitting me with these. Is anybody else getting these references that Jolly's putting out? Because they're blessing my heart. Lisa says the first 2 seasons of Deep Space Nine are slow. Yeah, and those are the only 2 I've gotten through. I need to push through and get to season 3. And I've been told that, B, just get to season 3. Like, I know, but now I have to go back and watch seasons 1 and 2 because I don't remember any of it because it's been 8 years probably since I tried to watch it.
Up there.
If you like Serious Sam, check out Bulletstorm. I recently within the last 2 years, collected Bulletstorm. I just haven't fired it up yet. Cool. Good to know, Clem. Thank you. Serious Sam 3 BFE was on PS. Okay. So there is one for the current consoles. I will look that up. Kaz has Bulletstorm too. God, I swear me and this dude are related somehow. Have so many similar sensibilities. Clem says, I like hack and slash more than shooters, though. Yeah, I can go either way. Like, if it's a role-playing game, I love having guns. That's why I loved Elix so much. It's like, they finally gave me a role-playing game with a gun.
There's something up there.
But, like, The Witcher 3 would suck. Like, I like The Witcher 3's combat, but, I mean, I guess technically you get a crossbow. But if I had a laser gun, that game wouldn't... It just wouldn't work. So I could definitely dig hack and slash, too. Pyre, says T.I. Pyre's another one I had seen before but never got around to playing. The story for 13 Sentinels is so twisty and fragmented that you spend the whole game collecting pieces until it all just falls into place. Is that similar to... Let me get a visual aid real quick here. Is it in any way similar to this? If you can see what I'm holding up, it's Contact for the DS. You can't imagine how long I waited to collect this video game. Because I wanted it back in the DS days and kept putting it off. And then it got, not rare, but rare enough. And then my guy finally got a copy. Would you say that 13 Sentinels is similar to this? Because I really like this game. I just got to finally sit down and play it. Here, we'll make that, put that with our mascots over here, right? And then Heavy Barrel, what are you doing? Get your ass up. You one of the mascots. You can't be asleep on the dang stream. There we go. How you doing back there, Bob Ross? Chilling hard like Jake Gyllenhaal, baby? Cool. The whole game is collecting pieces until it falls into place. Okay. I mean, I'm usually willing to try anything. And when I play games that I think are really bad, I just usually like, all right, I'll move on to something else. I don't usually do video rants. I just usually like, all right, well, this is clearly made for someone else. I'll go do something. Or I'll give it to my kids and let them play it because their tastes are not quite as refined as mine. They're like, I'll play anything as long as it's a game. Like, here. I keep telling my son, I said, just wait. Give it 20 years, you'll hate all video games like I do. It's like, give it 20 years, homie. Said you love everything now because you haven't experienced a lot of things, but you're going to experience things that you absolutely love, and then it's going to make all this other stuff you're playing, like Grand Theft Auto. Like, if Grand Theft Auto 5 was the only game in the world, I'd probably love it. But because I'm privileged and entitled, I have all these other games that I think are fantastic. I have the luxury of hating on Grand Theft Auto.
It would seem.
If it isn't the bearded beaver, it is Sapseed. Have I got something for you too?
Brock?
Oh, Picard's detective stories are some of my favorites.
Get in here. I got something for you. Go making pink guys at my spot. I saw it first.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the character he's playing. Damn it. I've seen him so many times, that name should be off the top of my
When word gets out
head.
about my new shop, folks will finally come out of hiding. They'll be clawing all over each other just to catch a whiff of my wares. You watch.
Clem says, hey, scroll up. I asked about a Steelbook game. If you're interested, let Ryan know. He can get a hold of me. I have to head out. Okay, we'll do. Or depending on how far I got to scroll. Because God knows if I'll be able to find it in this thing.
Come here already.
Hey, B, about a game. Do you have the Steelbook for Ghost of Tsushima? I do not. I do not. I'd love to have it, though, if you know where I can get it. But thank you, Clem. Thanks for thinking of me, man. Love you, brother. Have a good night if I already missed you. Or if I haven't missed you yet. Kaz says, I haven't played Contact yet. I haven't, though. Okay. Yeah, Contact is badass crazy. But you guys know I love absurd stuff, so. Cap says, Night Clem. Yeah, I love beat 'em up games too. Brawlers are probably hands down my favorite genre. I just can't play them for hours and hours. It's like this needs to be over in an hour or less, or I'm gonna get bored. Because you just don't need to punch things in the face for 20 hours. It's just not necessary. Wait a minute, am I supposed to go back to this forge? Nah, it's just. There we go.
pile of rocks there? With that key of Yggdrasil, you can open a magic door to the branches of the World Tree. A shortcut between the realms. If you ever see
Dixon
another
Hill!
world, use it to
Thanks,
get
Jolly.
back to me quick.
Well said.
But it's only one way. Straight back here and nowhere else. And whatever you do, never, ever throw yourself over the edge of the path, lest you want death.
Yeah, I don't see us wanting that.
Yeah, I don't see us wanting that. Good line. That's almost as good as one of my favorite lines from Transformers the movie from Springer. I got better things to do tonight than die. And he said that shit so smooth. Springer's one of the coolest characters ever, but he's definitely one of the coolest Transformers that nobody loves enough. I feel like they should have done way more to focus on him after the movie, because Springer was a beast. We should do like a Springer spin-off, like origin story. But yes, Dixon Hill. And I knew it was Dix. I just couldn't remember, why is he called Dix? It's because his name is Dixon Hill. Jolly's the man. Kaz says, one thing that keeps me grounded is that I go and play 3 or 4 very low rated games every year just to remind myself of how good. That's actually a pretty cool. I should start doing that. Like, just so I can be less entitled. Like, hey, remember how good you got it? Like, first of all, we have video games. Start with that. The fact that these things even exist is a marvel of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. But I like that policy. All right, let's talk.
Bruh,
Fuck else you need?
how come your brother's got half your brand?
Cause I ain't in a working relationship with that footlicker no more. I wasn't about to let him use it without me, and he likewise. Only thing to do was split the brand 50-50 down the middle. Guess that was the last thing we saw eye to eye on. What? You want a hug? Hit the road.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. You guys are talking about getting booster shots for the vaccines. Yeah, I can tell you, my wife and I both had I don't know how many there are. We got to the second one. She still contracted COVID. Because you just got to remember, guys, these vaccines are, and I was talking to one of my neighbors who's actually, in the medical field and works with people who have COVID. You just have to remember, it will not make you invincible. You still need to be prudent in how you live your life, even if you're vaccinated. Because I have a friend that was vaccinated with all her boosters, and she still got COVID twice, right? So just be prudent, man. And really, really, the one thing I want to stress with you guys is whether you vaccine or not, that's your business. But take care of yourself outside of this context. Eat right. Get your sleep. Get your water. And I'm going to remind myself to get my water. Remember to breathe properly and work out. I am partially convinced that one of the reasons why I'm not getting sick has less to do with the fact that I'm vaccinated and more to do with the fact that I live an extremely fucking healthy lifestyle where I'm not susceptible to shit.
What'll it be?
So, balance and everything, gang. And I'll tell you, the experience with me when I got my shots, I didn't have any symptoms. I wasn't, I didn't have a runny nose for a day. I felt exactly. In fact, the shots were because I've had way worse vaccines than this COVID shit. I've had vaccines that literally feel like you're getting shot in the arm, even after you get the damn thing. In fact, it hurts worse after you get it than when they stick it in your arm. I didn't even, the first shot I got, I didn't even feel it. It was like, she's like, all right, you can go. I was like, oh, I was looking away. I was like, did you do it? She's like, yeah, you good. I was like, oh, all right. So, do your research, live your life, be smart. That's what I'll tell you. I want and this kind of flies in the vein of what I tell you guys all the time. I don't want to be the guy you come to, hey, let's get B's take so I can figure out how to live my life. Like, no. Do your homework and figure out how to do the right thing for you. I want no part of telling you how to live your life. I just want to help you and enable you to live the best version of it. Yeah, and I've been taking extra vitamin C and vitamin D after my members of my family got COVID. So, and if you can't get access to vitamin D, get your ass outside in the sun, walk around for a while. That'll also take care of the workout requirement. All right, what am I supposed to be doing here? Like, I remember nitpicking these upgrades later in the game when you're trying to kill the Valkyries. You guys will learn about the Valkyries soon.
What you need, kid?
Thank God they're optional. Or at least some of them are. I don't know if all of them are. It's definitely upgraded Little Man.
Got them dead. With arrows.
Yeah, there you go, Tag. Work with your doctor and figure it out. You know, and I have a family member who's actually he is a doctor who works in the field, and COVID is one of the things he's working on. So he's one of the guys I go to ask questions like, "What are you seeing out there? What's going on?" Blah blah blah. Oh, and zinc, yeah, good call, Lisa. Oh, and stay hydrated and make sure you're getting enough potassium, please. And if you do get sick, do not lower make sure you're getting the requisite amount of potassium in your system. All right. So bananas, if you don't like bananas, find something else that has potassium. I think sunflower seeds have a decent amount. I might be wrong about that though. So look it up.
What'd you forget?
Let's see, I can upgrade my chest armor, but I don't know that I want to upgrade this chest armor, you feel? The talisman. Talismans have unique effects that can aid you in combat. They can be upgraded at the shop to improve their effectiveness and reduce cooldowns for certain abilities. Check the time and make sure I'm not keeping y'all too late. I think we're okay. Check the stream time. Oh, yeah, we're right on the money. Right on the money. T.I. says, I remember optimizing the amount of possible damage I could do in one rage to kill one of the first Valkyries as fast as possible because I didn't want to actually fight. That's smart, though. That's fighting like a soldier, man. You know? And that's honestly one of the reasons why I hate all these video games. One of the things you guys probably don't know about American war fighting. The way we fight wars is by overwhelming enemies. You know, conventional warfare. You can have asymmetric warfare and other things where that's not the case, but the typical conventional warfare in American tactics is to overwhelm your enemy. If you're going to fight 3 people, bring 50. Never have a fair fight. So, I'm used to creating unfair fights, and when I play video games, they do the exact opposite. It's the enemy always has the unfair advantage. I'm like, this isn't how any of us fight. But then the game also doesn't allow you to develop combat multipliers for yourself. What you did was just create a combat multiplier that made you a better fighter. Frankly, the way you did it is probably the most prudent way to go about it. Letting her dance around and try to kill you, stupid. If you had a mini nuke launcher and could shoot it in the Valkyrie's mouth, go nuts. That's why I don't understand why video games don't give more options like that. You have to go through this arduous way of doing it. Dark Souls, I would just get on the roof. I'd make 19 of these flame things, get on the roof and just drop artillery on these stupid ass people. I mean, there's a ladder. Why can't I do that? That's the smart way to fight. They outnumber me. They are better equipped. They're more agile for some reason. I don't know how a skeleton is more agile than a person. So knowing the battlefield, you adjust the way you fight. But a lot of these games never give you the option to do that. Now, Elden Ring, on the other hand, sounds like it's going to. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that. All that talk about talismans and I can't even make one.
Kid,
Anyway, I wanted to
best
update.
of luck with all that rampaging.
Wanted to update the kid anyway. I wasn't really worried about myself. Kaz says the Atelier games often have that sort of combat multiplier thing. Yeah, good point. I forgot about the Atelier games. Or Atelier, I think you pronounce it with a D, not a T. Because it's French, right? Atelier. I'm not good at French. It's a very unique language that requires... It's just not like in a lot of other... It's not like a lot of other languages I know in terms of the phonetics and how things sound. So it's like, oh, you got to learn a new thing. But I think Atelier is how you say that. But that's a really good example. Nice job, Kaz. Let's see. Tag says, on that note, it's after my bedtime and I need that rest. Yeah, go get that sleep, man. Good night, everyone. And F that last Valkyrie. Yeah, that last Valkyrie's a monster. But I'll tell you, I enjoyed when I finally beat it. I was like, that was fun. And not in the moment. In the moment, I probably hated everything about Earth and cussed a lot. Did I just do something wrong? That wouldn't... Oh, hang on. That's what I messed up. But the cool part is I did have at least that one spot where I can fast travel. And I love the Omega sign. Is Kratos is it Kratos or Kratos? I always end up saying it wrong. Cap says, I miss the great platformers like Spyro and Jak and Daxter. I never played those. That was after my time, though. Like, I was a kid during, Super Mario World and Chrono Trigger. Sorry, Chrono Trigger nerds. So I never got to experience like the Ratchet and Clanks and the Spyros and the Jak and Daxters of the world. Kaz says, Atelier roughly. I think your pronunciation of ages was good though. Atelier. That's right, Atelier. I'm missing some syllables. Thank you. Atelier. Thank you. Oh, snap. Is Vesterhausen here? I see Lisa yelling, hi, Nick. Ah, he is here. What's up, Nick? T.I. says, I uninstalled the game after dying 5 times in 4 minutes. Oh, I missed the first statement. He says, I tried Neo and thought I'm good at Dark Souls. I can do this. And I decided I was going to do 10 push-ups for each death. That's actually a cool way to play that game. You got to do push-ups every time you F up. That's warrior shit. I should be doing that. 10 push-ups for every time I got to hear a stupid-ass cutscene. That's going to be a lot of push-ups. I think the most push-ups I've ever done in a day... I think I shot for 1,000 one day and then came up short. But I don't remember the number I got to. Yo, did I not just see a gecko walking across? Am I crazy? I don't have any drugs. Why am I seeing things? Or maybe I'm not seeing things. Maybe that was real and now I just can't find where it went. Okay, this is lit up, but it's not letting me touch it. So I guess I gotta do something else first. And so these birds here, look alive, gang, because there'll be another bird that I'm supposed to hit with my axe. And it's the eyes of Odin, I think. Those are his spies. They're like Laserbeak from the Transformers. So you gotta kill them. But there's one right there! Oh, okay, cool. So it's like, you gotta learn the trajectory of these birds. And then jack them up. Almost got your ass, bird. I'm coming to. I'm gonna bust your. punk ass bitch.
Almost there.
No, damn it! I hit the button. At least I got away in time.
With luck, that tower leads through to the mountain.
I'm ready.
There are easier ways to do this. I just find it fun to try to do the trajectory thing. Ooh. Too low, too low, too low. Come on, baby. Get a little higher. That's all you need. Woo! A little higher. Alright. Try again from another vantage point where we can get better leverage, better angle for ass kicking. Read it up, Atreus.
I don't know these rings. If we find a cipher, I bet I could figure it out.
Rumble, frenzy, ravage, ratbat, eject, operation, interference. I think that's what you're trying to quote there, Capadonna, from Transformers the movie. Oh no, you're doing the scene on Astro Train. You've actually mixed like 4 different scenes with what you wrote. That's cool. Says, my fellow Decepticons. Soundwave superior, Constructicons inferior. Who are you calling inferior? No one would follow an uncharismatic bore like you. Hey, nobody calls Soundwave uncharismatic. Yeah, let's kick tailgate. Constructicons unite. No way. And then Astro Train just had to be mad. F everybody on this team. Y'all are awesome bitches. I'm trying to fly this jet, and y'all gonna have a fight? Let's see, Kaz says, Disgaia's another one that lets you stack multipliers. Yeah, I've played the first Disgaea, and I've played Disgaea 5 on the Switch. And I used to own the original Disgaea. Strategy RPGs are for a very different type of nerd. And I love all of you. It's just, I don't know what attracts people to those games. I mean, I like the strategy element of the combat, but it's like just reliving that over and over and over again. Honestly, I think it's the same thing that makes people like puzzles. Because each of the battles is about figuring out what is the strategic, or really, that's the wrong word, what is the most tactically efficient way I can take out all these enemies. And I think why that doesn't work for a person like me is you have to figure it out on the battlefield versus, for a person who's been in a real fight, I'm going to study that enemy probably for a long time before I ever pick up a weapon to try to fight them. So when I get into the battle, I'm already going to know this person's going to be up on the hilltop. Like, I never understood why role-playing games and shooters haven't started allowing you to do what's called reconnaissance for the battles, because it's like you wouldn't usually go get into a fight where you knew nothing about what was going to happen. So each one of these role-playing game battles is like a new, oh, let me figure it. And so it's so much of video games and gaming period is just puzzle solving. And it's not interesting to me. It's like, this isn't tactics. This is figuring out what is the proper thing I'm supposed to do in this puzzle. Versus, well, if you would have shown me that battle, let me do reconnaissance. By the time I get to the battlefield, I would know what to do. And now I'm going to be challenged to execute. Not be challenged to... I'm going to do all my thinking before I go fight. And video games force you to do them both at the same time, which for a combatant, that's just like, well, this is the easiest way to go get murdered. Is go get into a fight where you know nothing. And so that's where, like, people talk about immersion. It breaks it for me. Because it's like, this is stupid. This is not how smart people fight. Why are you making me do this? But yeah, beyond that, I've never been able to figure out why strategy RPGs just don't work for me. Lisa said, people made perfect sense. We are all people. People who need people. Cap says, G1 Transformers, best ever, man. No argument. Nick says, I love G1 Transformers, but damn it, I knew someone was going to say that Beast Wars nonsense. Well, you just gave away your age. Because nobody that likes actual Transformers will stomach that Beast Wars bullshit. That all you young people, they hoodwinked you. They hoodwinked you. Don't fall for it. Oh, we can't do this yet. Or can we because of that jug right there? Can't. Yeah, we can, ho. And isn't that bird up above me right now flying around that I was trying to kill? There he is. What up, bird? Tweet, tweet. Yeah, that horrible computer animation, like, dude, if you grew up with Transformers, got him, ho! I just couldn't do it. And by the way, I've never seen Beast Wars. I'm only kidding. I've seen, like, clips of it. I saw the animation and just, nah, we don't need this. Come on, man. Don't miss. Kick ass. There's another one somewhere. I can hear it. Nice try, but you missed. You missed, ho.
Look here.
What was that?
It's some kind of drawing.
Look it up.
Maybe a map? Oh! Maybe a treasure map.
A treasure map. Damn. See this timed shit? I hate it. It's the effing worst. Really, dude?
Father, look up there.
You're gonna make me be pixel perfect with this damn puzzle bullshit. Fucking whores. And so Nick's version of Transformers that he hates is called Beast Machines. I've never even heard of that one. It's close a damn enough. Who the fuck comes up with stuff like this? You are the worst human being ever. And people that enjoy this, you should be on a terrorist list somewhere. Like, I guarantee you, if you enjoy this, you're in Al Qaeda. It's just not even questionable at this point. You're in ISIS or one. If you like these type of puzzles, you are the type of person they recruit for ISIS. Damela.
What's that up there?
Hey, that could be valuable.
Your mom is valuable. What are you looking at? I don't even know what you're looking at, little man. Okay, that's what he was looking at. Good eye, little dude. Much love for you. And to you. See, Cap says, at least Michael Bay did okay with the first two transfers. Man, don't even... Nope. I'm not even responding to that. Because I'm going to get angry. Michael Bay did nothing of the sort. He damn near ruined my whole childhood remaking that bullshit. And God love him. I think Michael Bay's a good action guy or whatever. Like, I'm the judge of that. I don't know anything about making action movies. But, hell no. Hell no. First of all, Transformers ain't made to be live action. Unless you can do a way better model job than that horse shit they came up with. I'm not going to get started. Just, if you love the Michael Bay Transformers, just know that I love you. That's all you need to know. Is that you're loved. Back out, little dude.
Sorry, not ready. I told you. We should come back with the cipher.
Another one here.
Look, it's the world serpent. He's so much bigger than I imagined. Oh, look, he bit Thor. Or will bite him. Looks like.
T.I. says, in my defense, I grew up with the Michael... Yeah, no, you're good, man. I've seen the first one. Truth be told, I am kind of joking. I saw the first Michael Bay Transformers. I watched it with my dad, believe it or not, when he was still alive. And he was like, is this what you grew up with? I was like, yeah. The first one actually wasn't horrible. I just hated the character designs were terrible. And then Bumblebee's a Camaro because Chevy sponsored the movie. Like, first of all, Bumblebee already sucks as a character. And I get you guys are trying to make him cool. But, you know, and then, like, Jazz is played by Scatman Carruthers, who also plays Doc in G.I. Joe, who also plays Hong Kong Phooey, if you're familiar with any of those cartoons. You can't put Jazz in a live-action movie with Scatman Carruthers not alive. And then kill him off, spoiler alert, in some heinous bullshit way when Jazz was everybody's... Well, at least he was my favorite character. Jazz and Soundwave were always my favorite guys. And it's just like, how do you not respect? And just that movie didn't have any respect for the original Transformers. Outside of Peter Cullen, you know, and Frank Welker being the voices, they did show that respect. But it was like, nah. And to your point, if I had grown up where you grew up, I'd watch those Transformers movies and be like, okay, that was an interesting action movie. Wasn't the best or worst thing I've ever seen. But when you grew up with Transformers G1 and that was your childhood, like it was for me, like I got in fist fights with my brother to get to watch Transformers because we didn't have YouTube. You had to watch a show when it was on at the time it was on. And if you missed it, F you. You might catch it this summer if they do reruns. Otherwise, you're just going to go to school tomorrow and you missed out. This is before VHS tapes had it. This is before DVDs. You didn't get to watch it. So when that was your whole childhood to go watch those Michael Bay movies, if I was just evaluating them as action movies, I'd be like, okay, this is kind of corny, but whatever. But when that defined your childhood and then you see what Michael Bay did with it, it's like this obviously was not made for the people who grew up loving this. This was made to capitalize on the brand equity of a name, Transformers, and get a lot of people out to watch the movie. And then hopefully get a lot of new fans in the process. Same thing Star Wars did with the new movies. It was clearly these are made for not the original fans of this movie. And I'm not going to get into whether those movies are terrible or great. I fall in the these movies suck camp. But not like they ruined my life or my childhood or whatever. They just aren't that good of movies to me. And the plot choices they picked I thought were stupid. For me. You know? But, like... But going back to the Transformers stuff, it's just like... Or... That Star Wars was clearly made hoping they could get young people involved in Star Wars. And that hopefully the old people will come along for the ride. But it's like, outside of the most zealous Star Wars fans that I know who make cases. In fact, one of the guys I used to work with, man, he has a Star Wars show on YouTube, and he makes cases for why these movies are actually not that terrible, just, you know, objectively speaking. And I'm like, all right, but then one of my friends is actually a cinematographer, like he is a movie maker. He writes movie reviews. Let him tell you about the new Star. Matter of fact, I think he didn't even watch them. Like that's how badly he was like, fuck Disney and all these movies. And then he ended up watching, I think, episode 7, but I don't know if he watched the next 2. And he was like, this is horse shit. He's like, first of all, like when he was even like complaining about the bombs they drop in whichever movie they drop bombs. He's like, dude, this is space. Why are these bombs dropping? There's no gravity. And there's no propulsion. It's like just the things they do in these movies are just dumb. I can't argue with that. So yeah, T.I., you're fine, man. I can respect people that like to do... I mean, I'm going to respect you anyway, but I can respect the idea that the new Transformers movies aren't terrible. Because if you didn't... And make no mistake, G1 Transformers, go back and watch it. It's also terrible. Like, they're horrible. But the nostalgia covers over the fact that these are not well-written cartoons. They're still a lot of fun to watch if you grew up with them. But it's like if I made my kids watch Transformers now, they'd be like, Dad, this is dumb. Why are they fighting at the dam? Just go to bed. Like all you kids who now have stories and all your video games ask too many damn questions. Like it's just about Optimus Prime punching people in the face. Stop making this more complicated than it is.
I told you. We should come back with the cipher. I told you. We should come back with the cipher.
Nick's favorite Transformer is Hot Rod. Word.
What is that? It smells awful.
Poison.
So what to what? Light his ass up. Jacked his ass up with the shield to the face. How you feel about that, ho?
Do you ever get used to this?
Cass says, it's been so long that I don't remember what my favorites were. I had Rodimus Prime. Yep, me too. I remember I got Rodimus Prime, I think, for Christmas one year. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Soundwave, and Rodimus Prime. And a few others like the Jeep character. So the Jeep character was Hound. I liked him a lot too. Hound was my brother's favorite character when he actually did watch the show with me. He's like, hey, that's an army Jeep. I was like, yeah, man. Nick says, those G.I. Joe live action movies were straight garbage. I haven't seen the new Snake Eyes. There's a Snake Eyes movie? The G.I. Joe movies were fun to watch because they weren't awesome. Like, they were silly. And I dug it. Well, I've only seen part of one of them, so let's slow down before I start singing praises and shit. I just, like, they were so silly and funny. I was just like, this is alright. It's not... I wouldn't watch it like as a G.I. Joe fan, but it was silly.
Hey, it's a fragment of a language cipher.
Hey, the
Or
cipher.
more like this.
You had some of the combining transformers. Yeah, man. I had Devastator. I had Bruticus. I had Trypticon and Metroplex. They weren't combiners, but they were the big guys. Never had Omega Supreme. I asked for Omega Supreme one year, and I think it was like $60, and my family was like, you can eat all the dicks in the world if you think we're buying you that shit. Bruticus. I had Devastator. I had the aerial bots, I think. It was either the aerial bots or the Protectobots. I had their guy, who I forgot who he makes. So I had a couple of those too.
What were those things? They smelled awful.
Your mother called them scorn poles. Poison magic. She was the one who showed me how to disable them. What?
It's just funny to think of her teaching you something.
Yes.
Wheeljack. Yes, I never owned Wheeljack, man, but he was cool. I did have Perceptor, though, the little microscope guy. I always thought he was fun. Cap says, but I used to collect tapes because of Soundwave. Oh, yeah. Rumble, Frenzy, Ravage, Ratbat, Laserbeak. All those things were dope. And then I had Blaster, too. So I had some of his tapes. I didn't have all of them. Like in the movie, No Way! Two could play. Sickle! I thought that was cool.
Sure is foggy here.
The Dinobots. Yes, I had Grimlock and Slag. I don't think I ever had Sludge.
He is of no consequence.
Excuse me, but, how did you come by that, axe?
That is my concern alone.
And, while I won't dispute that, I know that blade. It was one of ours, but, we didn't make it for you.
Step aside.
I can't. See, the woman we made it for, I am quite fond of her, and I would be somewhat displeased if it turns out that you did something to her.
It was my mother's. She left its father before she died.
Face dead? I'm very, very sorry to hear that. She was a fierce warrior. And a good woman. Okay. I will make improvements to the axe.
But nobody asked you to.
Well, it's true, but knowing your mother, she would have insisted I repair that act of vandalism perpetrated against her axe by my brother.
I knew it. You are Brock's brother. The other half of the brand's here.
The blue one is your brother.
Yes. Though my talents are vastly superior. No boast. I swear to Freya.
I love he's like, hey, just don't hit me, bro. I like that character. He's funny, man.
Do not undo his work. Improve upon it only.
Yeah, but can you put it down over there? That handle is
No.
filthy. Okay then.
No.
I will just. Oh.
Oh, God. Why can't we have more people like Kratos in society? Oh! We'd be so awesome if it was just all him.
So what were you working on?
No.
Oh, that. I call it the Sky Mover. Just
Oh,
up that
God.
mountain waits a treasure trove of rare resources. Once I mine it, I'll need a way to bring it all down.
And you know how to fix it?
Not even a little.
Uh-oh, my kids must be playing the hell out of Splatoon 2 because I'm getting emails that I unlocked codes in the game. Like, no, I did not. I've never played it, but my kids must be. Uh-oh, Jolly sent me a clip. Let's see which one he clipped. He has to drink to go to sleep every night because his life is correcting people who don't get the fucking drive-through greeting right. What the fuck planet are we on? Where that's a job? You fucking entitled apes! God damn it, take the hamburger and go eat it, bitch! 200,000 years ago, your ass would have been running from a saber-toothed tiger. You fucking entitled child. Enjoy your Big Mac. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, bitch! That's how I do the drive-through. But that's why I don't have a job. Ba-ba-ba-ba, bitch! I can't do this anymore. I can't even take myself seriously anymore. Oh, thank you for the laugh, Jolly. Oh, Jolly, I need to send you the template that I'm using to make the TikTok videos. I'll send you all the stuff for it. And I'll get my act together once I get my family through all this stuff to get you access to the YouTube shit. That's awesome, man. Thank you for that. That was wonderful.
She wanted to protect people. I suppose we thought it was a chance to give power to someone who'd use it for good. She even spoke our native tongue. She'd say, Madurin sem Gengur, egen vigum Hans.
Gengur I.
That's right. That's impressive. I see a lot of her in your eyes. You know?
Thanks, Sindri.
Don't touch me.
What? I didn't. I won't. I'll come back later.
Let's see. Angel says, Yo, B, I'm curious about your thoughts on this topic. And you're asking because you realized last night that you believe you have to earn someone's love. Yet you realize that it stems from me having to earn your parents' love and trust. Well, I mean, I don't think what you're asking is really an all or nothing situation. Right? There's certain, like every person I meet, there are certain things I am going to do no matter who they are, whether I like them, don't like them, blah, blah, blah. There are certain behaviors I'm going to have that are loving behaviors, right? And this is more in the real world than anything you see on social media or like the internet, because you're not really interacting with people there. But like, if you observe me in the real world, like, I work to be, if you look at Corinthians 13, the scripture on love, I think it's the best description of love that's ever been written, at least the ones I've read, where it's love is patient and kind and not self-serving and looks at, like I'm going to be that whether I like you or not. So there is a certain amount of love that I give everybody, no matter what. So no, you don't have to earn all of my love, Because even if you betrayed me or did something bad to me, I would still give you that requisite amount of love. So that kind of love is unconditional. It's not, you don't need to earn it. What I think you're talking about earning is trust, rapport, right? And affinity, which I wouldn't necessarily call love. Right? Because love is a choice. I can choose to love or not love you. I can be kind to you even if I don't like you. I can be patient with you even if I don't like you. I can try to be helpful and a positive influence in your life even if I didn't like, not you, but if I didn't like somebody. All right? That's love. But I'm probably not going to like that. If I don't like the person, I'm not going to have a lot of affinity. Depending on how they, like, depending on the type of person they are, they may not really have a lot of my trust. I'm not very trusting with most people, not with things that I care about. Like, I trust most people with a lot of things because there are things I don't care how they behave, you know? But with certain things, it's hard to earn that trust. It's hard to earn that respect and that rapport, right? And it's hard to earn affinity. And partially, I think affinity is not really up to us. There are people who rub me the wrong way, not because I choose it to be that way. It's just the way that I'm wired and the way that they're wired. It's oil and water. Right? Like if you take a person who's highly, highly extroverted and you pair that person with someone who's highly, highly neurotic, they're not going to get along. You know, I had to work for somebody years and years ago who was off the charts fucking neurotic, and I'm off the charts extroverted. I almost came to blows with that motherfucker, you know? And so it's, and not just because our psychologies are different, there's a lot of other reasons, but it's very much, we are kind of genetically wired to, we shouldn't hang out in the same spaces. Like, I'm going to love that guy, I'm going to respect that guy and treat him with kindness. If I've hoped to never see him again ever in existence, that'll be awesome. But if I did, he wouldn't know that I, don't care for him that much. Because I treat him with respect and I keep it moving. Right, but I think what you're talking about is not really love. It's more respect and trust and rapport and affinity. And affinity is sometimes you just don't like somebody. Which is tough. Because I feel like we try to get along with everybody, but some people are just hard to get along with. Like people who are really controlling and intolerant, I don't get along with. Like people who have to have the world be a certain way and they're not happy unless you're doing all the shit that they think is right. I just don't like those type of motherfuckers. It's like, I can accept that you think this is the way the world needs to be, but I don't need to fucking hear your sermon every week. Why don't we just accept that you and I see this a different way and go our separate ways? But the person that constantly has to remind me about their convictions and the things they believe, like, at me. Like, hey, man, live your fucking dreams. I don't care if you suck fucking orangutan dicks. That is your business. I don't need to hear about it. And I'm not going to start sucking orangutan dicks because I'm not interested in that shit. Right? So, yeah. There's some people you're just not going to like, man. But love is a choice. Resurrection stones can be purchased so Atreus can revive Kratos. Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. So is this something I have to constantly purchase, or is this like a skill I can buy once and he just has it and it replenishes itself? Because if this is something you got to buy regularly, I'm just not going to bother. I hate economy in video games. Just give me the skill and let me get out of here. I don't want to have to keep coming back to 7-Eleven to get another tincture. I'll at least try it. I'll try it. Let's see what happens. Alright, we'll leave those for now. Still nada, huh?
And for the youngster?
Hey, I can get a quiver upgrade. Let me get some more arrows, yo. Oh, it's the recharge time. Got it. Yeah, definitely good. Oof, that was a lot of hack silver. Just used up a lot there. Angel says, listening to you, it sounds that I'm struggling with affinity. I'm really struggling with my parents because I'll cuss out my mom for being over controlling of me and even other things. For example. Yeah, well, maybe we should stop cussing out mom, especially if you live in her house. That's not the way to go. But I think the key for you is this is going to be a developmental exercise in developing empathy for another person who's probably really neurotic and controlling, and being able to work around their behaviors and being able to communicate with them in effective ways that get them to change their behavior, because you can get them to see life from your perspective. And that's hard to do. That's why, for example, Democrats and Republicans argue with each other. And I'm talking about extremists. I'm not talking about people that kind of lean one way or the other. But the guy that always has to tell you that the liberals are from hell, or all the conservatives are racist, or whatever the bullshit fucking stereotypes we're using. Like, those two arguing extremes are just underdeveloped people that haven't learned how to communicate their differences. You know, and they're a little dumb because they think that the thing they believe is exactly right for every scenario, versus, hey, there's probably a time where being more psychologically conservative or liberal is a good idea. Why don't we learn how to balance and oscillate between these two things and understand that we're on a spectrum, not you're either this team or that team, and if you play on this team, I don't like you. Like, that's how fucking dumb people think, right? But in this case, at least in my observation, far be it from me to judge anybody as dumb. I'm a moron myself. But you need to learn effective ways to communicate with her. First of all, understanding root causes. Why is she trying to control this very specific scenario in your life? What is the thing she's getting? What is the emotional incentive that's causing her to want to control? If I had to guess, she has fear about something, and controlling you removes that fear. That's what controlling people are. Very fearful people. They're very, like, I find controlling and intolerant people are often correlated with very cowardly people. Like, I just can't accept that you're a liberal or a conservative, or you love Jesus, or you're an atheist. You're a coward. Like, you can't accept that someone in the world landed on a different conclusion than you for 5 minutes while we're all trying to figure out this absurdity that's going on that exists for some reason. Right? So it's finding effective ways and understanding where she's coming from. Have empathy for why she's doing what she's doing, so you can understand what she's getting out of it, and then find another way to give her that same relief without having to control you. Now, that's hard to do. And it takes time, and it takes communication, and it takes work. But this is why most relationships don't work, is most people aren't willing to do that much work. But I believe you are. Go get some.
What else was there?
Kaz says that's what the system does, oscillate between the two, so that progress is made without opening things up for total collapse. I think there's some truth to that. I think that's the way it was designed. And then, like Warren Buffett says, make your business so that morons can run it, because eventually they will. No, I think absolutely when you had two poles, smart people were like, hey, we understand that conservatism, forget about politics, like just psychology, conservatism and liberalism, right? Openness to experience, conscientiousness, they map very well. Well, we know that people are going to be born leaning one way or the other, or possibly, if you're me, you're extremely high in both. What does that guy look like? Right? And so I think smart people figured out, hey, we need to be able to balance between these two things, yin and yang, as appropriate. But then as every society gets good, and we've written this down 1,000 times, I don't know why we haven't fixed it by now, especially with YouTube. Every society gets really good, and then the people get stupider because they realize, oh, I'm having a great life. I don't have to work as hard anymore. Wrong. When you get the great life, you have to work twice as hard to sustain it. And you don't. So after 50 years of narcissism, here we are. You got a president that's a sociopath and can't talk to people, and then you have one that can't talk. That's where we end up. Because people don't educate themselves. And then you get the leaders you deserve because you're dumb. Right? So yes, I think in the beginning it was designed to oscillate. Now it's just people pick sides because the human animal loves black and white. Because I don't know, for hundreds of thousands of years, we learned to survive by being able to make decisions quickly and getting away from danger. So we don't like things to be complex because we associate, oh, complexity is going to get me killed, I think. I don't know. So we like things simple. And we like good guys and bad guys and cowboys and Indians and white people and black people. It's horseshit. Yeah, I think you've got. I think you are on this. I think, I don't know. I'm not really into politics, so I'm not the one to speak on this. I'm talking about the psychological aspect of it, not the people who go into buildings and yell about shit. Yeah, I would imagine when the system was built, it was probably built by more educated people than the ones who are still running it, because that's every society. Whew! There you go. But, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I don't know that that's true, but the point you're making is not lost on me. It sounds highly rational, sir. Angel says both of my parents. Okay. Well, one of the things you and I should work on, then, is when you're having these scenarios, brother, let's talk about them and talk about effective tactics you can use in communication to deal with those situations in a way that's more emotionally pleasant for you. Right?
Nice shot.
Ooh, nice shot, homeboy. All in your ass. Get some, Atreus. Alright, not time for that yet, I imagine.
Can't tell. Are we getting
Lisa
close
says,
to
good
the-
night, all. Yeah, I'm about to bid you all a fond adieu here in a sec. I just was trying to get this last puzzle squared away, if I might. Can we do this without climbing, bro? Just jump down. Come on. Or maybe that's a loading screen. That might not have been optional. Hawkeye, is that the Marvel character you're talking about, Lisa? Or I'm sorry, you're going to bed. Let me not start asking you questions.
Mom called it hell. Can't burn it, can't cut it.
I was trying to throw it over it and get it to hit from the back, but I don't think it's going to let me do that. Honey smoked Gouda cheese, and it was good, but definitely overhyped. Yeah, if Gouda is the cheese I'm thinking of, I'm not a big lover of it. No.
please be careful. I'm still fixing that. Stupid head chief. Tell me what's wrong with you.
That should do it. That did it. Good, good. So let's move this one real quick. Just in case. Okay, got it. Tracking. That's the one. Got him. I wish you could sprint while the axe was coming back to you. That'd be dope.
That's better.
Cap's about to listen to some slow jams with his girl and fitting a head in. Yeah, I'm out too, guys. I actually went a little later than I had anticipated, but that's cool. Hopefully you guys are all right with that. You guys, ladies, and others. See, Angel says, yeah, Hawkeye got a new show. I have yet to watch it. I will watch it because there's a deaf Native American. Hey, how cool is that? Good stuff. Let's see, Cass says, open giant chest full of things. Pull out one tiny pouch. Video game logic, baby. It's fantastic. Anyway, man, I love you guys. This was a great show. I really enjoyed hanging out. I'll say it was a great show for me. Hopefully you all enjoyed it as well. Let's talk about mañana. This is Wednesday, right? And we just did God of War. I'm really, really enjoying streaming God of War more than I enjoy playing it, believe it or not. This is a good game for streaming. All right, so that's God of War. Tomorrow, let's see, we did Tales of Arise, which is bouncing around in the case. We got to fix that. Oh, I know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow, we're going back to the land of Arcania, or Arcania, if you prefer. Having a real good time with that game. Looking forward to getting back into it, and then Friday we'll jump back into Ease Lacrimosa of Dana with it, or Dana. I don't really know which one it is, but getting back into that one. Looking forward to it, man. Let's put Arcania on top because that's the one we'll reach for mañana. Yeah, man. Love you guys much. We are stronger than I. I'll take the last comments and see y'all mañana. T.I. says thanks for the stream, B. No, thank you guys, man. This is about y'all. I really appreciate you, gang. There's a really cool ability you can get later in this game that makes the axe hone in on enemies on the recall. Yeah, I remember that skill. Cass says, good night. I'm working another hour and 45 minutes here. Oh, this is perfect, man. So we were kind of your entertainment while you're finishing up your work. Sweet. Anyway, man, love you guys. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.